What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to Bruce and Stephanie Comics. My name is Bruce, and today is Thursday, October 27th of 2022. Guys, 7 years ago today, my youngest son was born. That's right, Jack Thomas Moreau's birthday is today. Congratulations, buddy, you turned 7, and I'm letting the whole comic book YouTube community know. Congratulations. Alright guys, let's get back to what this video is all about, and it is about comic book speculation recommendations. This is the video where I look off into the future at this upcoming weekend's final order cutoff and next week's new comic book day and try to figure out what books you guys should consider speculating on so that way we can start to make this hobby fun itself. Now with speculation, what I need you guys to do is take everything I'm going to say in this video with a grain of salt. And that's why I have 2 weekly reminders, and these are very important, especially for you guys who are new to speculation or new to this video series. But if you guys are seasoned speculators or you've seen this video series many times, go ahead and look down in the description below and you guys will find timestamps for final order cutoff and new comic book day speculation. You guys can hop to whichever section you want to. But guys, if you guys are new to speculation or new to this video series, stick around and hear my 2 weekly reminders. The first reminder is always the most important, so guys, please listen to what I'm about to say. If you guys are going to get into speculation, the main thing that you guys need to do is do your own research. I'm going to suggest some books to you guys today that I think is good speculation, or at least decent speculation, but what you guys should go do is go check other comic book YouTubers you trust, other comic book websites that you trust, or other comic book apps that you trust. Gather the most information possible so that way you guys can make the best decisions possible for yourself, because remember, you guys are spending your own hard-earned money on these books. Not my money, your money. And the final reminder that I have for you guys is that delays happen with comic books. So sometimes the book will show up multiple times on final order cutoff speculation or multiple times on new comic book day speculation. And that is because its release date got moved for one reason or another. So those are my 2 reminders. It's quick, it's easy. Let's go ahead and dive in to final order cutoff speculation. Alright guys, we are diving into final order cutoff speculation. Now, if you guys are interested in picking up any of the books that I'm going to talk about in today's video, you guys need to get your pre-orders in by October 30th for your DC, Scout, and Vault books, and October 31st for your Marvel and all the other indie titles. Alright guys, with that said, it is time to dive into my cover lover picks. These are books that I think might do well on the secondary market based on the cover art alone. And man, there are some good covers this week, so stay tuned and let's dive into those cover lover picks. Alright guys, there are 4 cover lover picks, and the first one up is a good one, and I'm talking about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 102, the cover B, done by Jenny Frison, featuring the Pink Ranger. This is a fantastic, this is a gorgeous cover, and I think if you're a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger fan and you like the Pink Ranger, you guys will want this book. Next up, we have 2 Peach Momoko books. The first one up is Fantastic Four number 2, the Peach Momoko variant featuring the Thing. This is such an amazing cover, in my opinion, of the Thing. This is like one of the coolest Thing covers I've seen in a while. I love how there's like a little bird on his head, and there's like these little lights coming down. It is just a freaking cool cover, and I think that will do well in the future, in my opinion, especially if you're a Peach Momoko fan. And the next one up is for Immortal X-Men number 9. Again, the Peach Momoko variant featuring Psylocke. I mean, this might be one of my favorite Peach Momoko covers ever. Psylocke looks absolutely amazing, and I'm not even a big Psylocke fan, and I want this cover. This is a gorgeous cover. And the last cover that I want to show you guys is for Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur number 1, the Scotty Young variant. Guys, if there is a Scotty Young variant for a book, pick it up. It is just simple. Scotty Young covers do well on the secondary market. You just gotta do it. And I gotta say, this one is not my favorite Scotty Young cover, but it features Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Come on, pick it up. Alright guys, those are the 4 covers that I think you guys might want to consider. Let me know down in the comments below if you like any of those and you agree that these might be good spec buys. Alright guys, let's go ahead and dive into all the books that have speculation coming out on this week's final order cutoff. And at the end of that list, I will tell you guys my spec picks of the week. Alright guys, this is a shorter list this week. There's only 8 books and just DC and Marvel. No indie titles had speculation, which is sad in my opinion. The indie titles are mostly some of the best titles right now. But let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and dive into this list. And the first one up is Batman Spawn number 1. This is a one-shot, and this is the 3rd Batman and Spawn crossover. Next up is Blue Beetle Graduation Day number 1 with the first appearance of the Yellow Beetle. Next up is Wildstorm 30th Anniversary Spec one-shot. This is a 100-page one-shot of reprinted in new stories. Next up is Dark Web #1. This is a crossover event featuring well-known Marvel clones Ben Reilly as Chasm and Madeline Pryor. Next up is Ghost Rider #9. Johnny Blaze has finally been exorcised of his demonic tumor, but it lives on as something new and sentient, a dark mirror of both him and his bike, a creature known as Exhaust. So why didn't they just say this is the first appearance of Exhaust? Come on, Key Collector app, you gotta make everything so wordy. Next up is Marauders #9. This is the first appearance of Grove. Next up is Miles Morales Spider-Man #1. That's right, they're starting with a new #1 for Miles Morales. The solicitation references a new villain who will change his world forever, plus supercharged and upgraded villains. And last but not least, we have Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #1. The solicitation references Moon Girl organizes a roller derby team of other Inhuman kids. It is possible the creators may attempt to imitate the success of the Strange Academy by introducing a handful of new characters. Alright guys, those are all the books landing on final order cutoff that have speculation. Now I'm going to go back over this list real quick and I'll come back to you guys with my spec picks of the week. Alright guys, after going over this list, this small list is only 8 books. There are a couple books that you guys might want to consider. Let's go over those right now. And the first one up is Miles Morales Spider-Man #1. It's a new #1 with Miles Morales, and people might be into that, especially there's some really cool covers. So this might be more of a cover buy than an actual spec buy, but guys, maybe new villains and really cool covers. That's not a bad equation for a okay spec book. So guys, keep an eye on that. Maybe might be something. And the last one up is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #1. Hey, we got Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. They are great characters. And her animated show just got renewed for season #2. And if they do try to imitate the Strange Academy and introduce a bunch of new characters who are pretty cool, who knows, maybe the MCU might want to redo the Inhumans after that terrible Inhuman show on ABC. But if they do, maybe they want to introduce some kids into that, and this would be a great opportunity to get in on the ground floor with those new characters. So neither of these are amazing spec picks, and that's why if you guys don't like either of these, save your money. It's always good to save your money, and then that way, when a good spec book drops, you guys will have more money to pick up that really good spec book. But those are the 2 books that I think you guys might want to consider. Do your own research, and then let me know down in the comments below if you agree with me or you disagree. Alright guys, with our final order cutoff spec out of the way, you guys know what time it is. It is time to dive into our new comic book day spec for November. You heard that right. November 2nd of 2022. Guys, November is already upon us, and it's going to be the end of the year, and then it's going to be 2023. This year has gone by so stinking fast. Alright guys, with that said, let's go ahead and dive into our new comic book day speculation with our cover lever picks. Alright guys, we have some great cover lever picks for this week. They are really good. I would even call them bangers. Alright guys, let's go ahead and dive into this first book. It is for Batman #129. This is the cover F, the 1 in 50 Jock foil variant. Some of these Jock variants have done well on the secondary market. I think this is one of my favorites right here. It is really cool looking, and it is a 1 in 50, so it's going to be a little more rare than the other covers. So guys, if you like this cover, I would suggest go ahead and consider picking it up. Next up is Poison Ivy #6. This is the cover E, the 1 in 50 incentive cover, done by Jenny Frison. This is one of my favorite of the Poison Ivy covers so far, and the fact that it's a foil just makes it that much better. This much better. But guys, let me know down in the comments below if you are a Jenny Frison fan and if you like this cover. Alright guys, next up after that is a really cool cover. It is for Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duel #1. This is the cover F, 1 in 100 Jorge Fornes cover. This kind of reminds me of the Jock variant cover where like the Joker's there and the bats are coming out like this, but this one with the Joker and its mouth, and then it's like the mouth is the city and you see Batman flying through it. That is a really cool cover, and it's also a 1 in 100, so it's going to be a little more rare. So if you guys can get your hands on this one, I think this one right here is a great buy, and I think people are going to be excited for this book because this book has been promised to us for a very long time. So guys, keep an eye on this book. Next up is the new champion of Shazam #3. This is just an amazing amazing Jen Bartel cover. If you're a Jen Bartel fan, you will want to get your hands on this cover. This is just a gorgeous cover in my opinion, featuring Mary Marvel. And the last cover that I want to show you guys is another DC book. It is really freaking cool. This is the Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, #2, the cover E, the incentive cover. A lot of Santos covers on this week. This is the 1 in 25 Francisco Mattina variant. This is one of the coolest Joker covers I think I've ever seen. This is freaking gorgeous. I am definitely going to try to score myself this book next week because it is just so good. This is just, I don't know why I think this cover is so cool, because it's just the Joker's mouth, but it's just the detail that Francisco Mattina put into this that is just too much. It is just so good. Now this is going to be a little more popular. I think a lot of people are going to probably be ordering a bunch of the Joker because the Joker is such a cool character. So I don't think this is going to be super duper rare, but it's definitely going to be on the more rare side because it is a 1 in 25. All right, guys, those are my cover lover picks for this week, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if you liked any of those picks, if you guys are going after any of those picks, or if you thought any of those were terrible. Alright guys, with the cover lover picks out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into the key collector app. And if you guys want to follow on, go ahead and go to the future keys section and we will go through every single book on New Comic Book Day Speculation. Alright guys, we have 24 books to go over, so strap in because I'm going to go as fast as I can because 24 is a lot of books. And there's also a lot of repeats from last week, so strap in. And the first book up is The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, #2, the Francisco Mattina variant. Key collector app, I said it first and then you copied me. I just want to point that out real quick. Next up is Pulp Bites #1, Two Tales of Technological Terror. Why is that speculation? Next up is Road Trip to Hell #1. A young man learns he is the heir to hell after his father Satan has died, and now he must survive the demonic legions who desire to be the new king of hell. I think both those books were on last week, and I think this one too. Ghost Planet #1. A family of deep space explorers rushes to solve the mystery of the Ghost Planet before their recently dead loved ones return to kill them. Next up, Monsters of Metal. Frankenstein's monster, Medusa, Jack-o'-lantern, Werewolf, and the Bride form a metal band. Next up, Star Wars The Mandalorian #5 with the first appearance of Phonetic Shand in comics. I don't know. I'm terrible at pronouncing Star Wars names. Next up, Behold Behemoth #1. The line between nightmare and waking life blurs when a man discovers that the monster from his dreams might just be a real ancient beast that is bringing about the end of the world. Next up is Black Panther #11 with the first team appearance of an unknown militant force armed with powerful vibranium weapons. Next up, Savage Avengers #7. The solicitation refers to the setting as a bold new 2099 with the reintroduction of Punisher 2099. Next up, She-Hulk #7 with the possible first appearance of new villains. The solicitation for #8 reads, She-Hulk's new arch nemesis has finally shown their face. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind #1, tie into the Disney World attraction that opened May 27th of 2022. Next up, Tiger Division #1, the first solo series featuring Tiger Division, a South Korean super team, possible introduction to a new character. Next up is Secret Invasion #1. This is a 5-issue limited series featuring Maria Hill and Nick Fury versus an invasion of Skrulls. Next up, Deadpool #1, the solicitation. A new mercenary group sends Wade on one of the most dangerous missions, and intoxicating villain unleashes a twisted plan on his body with horrifying side effects. Next up, Nature's Labyrinth #1. In a battle royale style game, 8 violent felons will fight to the death on an island complex lined with traps in an ever-changing landscape designed by a man known as Ahab. Next up, Chroma #1. Chroma lives her days out in darkness, believing she is the most evil creature alive, but a mysterious orphan sees her as a human and seeks to find a way for them to escape their cruel fate of the Pale City. Next up, Hell to Pay #1. A married couple indebted to the Shrouded College utilizes the magic bestowed upon them to track down cursed coins known as the Devil's Dollar. Next up, Vampirella vs. Red Sonja #1. Red Sonja hunts Vampirella across the universe. Next up, Cherish #1. A woman is compelled to avenge her father's death as the well-known high-tech vigilante Cherish against the world's most powerful people. Next up, Batman and the Joker, The Deadly Duel #1. Team up of Batman and the Joker in an effort to locate a missing and endangered Commissioner Gordon and Harley Quinn. Next up is The Ones #1. Every single person in every mythology that was told they were the One are brought together for the first time to defeat the One. Next up is Quick Stop's #1, Anthology of Stories from the View Askew universe of Kevin Smith's films. Next up is The Gatsby #1, a reimagining of the classic novel set in modern-day Long Island. And last but not least, The Hulk #10, possible new gamma-affected characters. Alright guys, those are all the books that have speculation, so I'm going to go back over this list and I'll come back to you guys with my new comic book day spec picks of the week. Alright guys, after going back over that list one more time, there are a couple books that I want to talk to you guys about that I think might be okay speculation, so let's go ahead and dive into these books. And the first one up is Tiger Division #1, which again, this is the first solo series featuring Tiger Division, a South Korean super team. So you know what they say, if you don't have the first appearance, you don't have the cameo, or you don't have the second appearance, what you should go after is the first solo series. So if we ever see the Tiger Division on the big screen, you guys might want to have this book. This book could be an important book, but this also might have the first appearance of a new character. So there are a couple things going for this book, and there are some pretty cool covers for this book as well. So, you know, you got this first solo series, some cool covers. That might be the recipe for a good speculation book. Now, the other books that I think you might want to consider, guys, are all cover lover picks. I don't think any of the spec on any of the other books are worthy chasing after. But guys, let's talk about the two cover lover picks that I think you guys might want to chase after for pure spec based on the covers of these books. And the first one up is The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing #2, the Francisco Mattina 1 in 25. I think I am not going to be the only person who's going to think this cover is absolutely amazing, and I think you guys are going to want to chase down this cover. It is just too good. This is such a great cover. And the other one that I don't see anyone else talking about is The Batman and the Joker, The Deadly Duel #1, the cover F, the 1 in 100 Jorge Fornes cover. I think this is going to be an amazing cover. I think it really is going to be a cover that people are going to want once they see it, because I don't think a lot of people are checking out the 1 in 100 incentives for these books. So I think once people see it, they're going to want it, and I want it. I want it bad for my collection. But guys, those are the two cover lover picks that are making it into the spec picks of the week because these covers are just so good. Alright guys, with new comic book day in final order cutoff spec out of the way, let's go ahead and wrap this video up. You guys have made it to the end of the video, and if you guys made it this far, you guys know exactly what you guys are. You guys are legends. Thank you guys so much for watching this long. It really helps the channel out a lot. Alright guys, now with that all said, guys, this is your moment. Guys, leave a comment down below letting me know if you think any of the books I spoke about in today's video are good speculation, or if you think any of the books I spoke about in today are terrible speculation, or if there's any books that I miss and you guys are really into for speculation, let me know down in the comments below. Alright guys, now it's my time to say, guys, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. Alright guys, this is the last video this week. Next week, I hope to have the script written, record, and edit my top tips for ordering books online. So guys, keep your fingers crossed that I have time to do that this weekend. Alright guys, have yourself a great weekend, and I'll catch you guys on Tuesday with my must-have pickups. Have a great weekend. Peace.